Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to hear my trading and market updates. This is Uncle Frank, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the presentation, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when I have new information to share. So now let's get into the latest updates. Hey, welcome back everyone. As I've said on numerous occasions, our enemies are in a lot more trouble than AMC is, and that theory is beginning to prove true. Tell me you're screwed without saying you're screwed. Here's a headline for you. JP Morgan, Citibank, and Goldman Sachs drafting landmark lawsuit against the Fed Reserve. Shout out to Donahue George, who brought this Daily Hodl article to my attention, and I wanted to be sure my subscribers heard about it as well. From the article, a group of America's biggest banking titans are considering whether they should pull a shocking move, suing the U.S. Fed Reserve. JP Morgan, Citibank, and Goldman Sachs are on the list of major banks that, using their trade group, have hired one of the best conservative trial lawyers in the country to draft the lawsuit, reports Semaphore. Hey, those were the guys that broke the news our CEO was texting images of himself having sex with a teenage ballerina to a complete stranger. But I digress. Eugene Scalia, son of former Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, is spearheading the legal effort which would aim to eliminate proposed rules that would force banks to increase the amount of cash they have on hand, right? The Fed wants banks to hold on to an additional 20% in cash on their balance sheets. The move is designed to ensure they have enough capital to withstand concerns about liquidity and avert the types of bank runs that ripped through the banking sector 1 year ago. But the banks say the rules are far too strict, citing an internal analysis that shows they would actually have to be forced to keep like 30% in cash on hand. Okay? The bottom line, guys, is, the FDIC found the total number of unrealized securities losses in the banking system now stands at like 684 billion. But the banks have a couple other things to worry about. For example, just 3 hours ago from Business Insider, unemployment will double by the end of the year, with an economic hard landing inevitable, strategist says. You see, it's harder to make your payments without a job, right? On topic, credit card debt continues to skyrocket. Americans rack up $19 billion in credit card debt in 1 month. You see, guys, as equities make all-time highs, saving rates are historically low. Credit card debt is at all-time highs. Credit card APRs are near all-time highs, and delinquencies are rising. Americans' credit card debt has surpassed $1 trillion for the second straight quarter, now printing $1.079 trillion. While the 30-day delinquency rate increased to 2.98% in the third quarter of 2023, marking the 8th consecutive quarter of delinquency growth and the highest since the first quarter of 2012, it remains below the historical average since 1991 of 3.74%. These figures are still notably lower than the peak delinquency rates of nearly 7% experienced during the Great Recession. But you see where this is heading. Okay, if savings is down, all right, and rates are up and payments are up and people lose their jobs, this can only get worse and faster. All right, so we talked about credit cards. What about car loans? From Bankrate, delinquency rates are at highest level in almost 30 years. And don't forget this now, the real estate market is a slow-moving train wreck as experts warn of a looming $700 billion default. Okay, by now you've heard about what happened in China with Evergrande, but I've got some more news for you. Why China's great property bust threatens to backfire on the West. Now, they mean mostly England, but Uncle Frank's going to give you the names of who's going to take it on the chin with this whole Evergrande thing. Ashmore, Amundi, Legal & General, and the banks HSBC and UBS, because they own they own about $19 billion worth of what were called kung fu bonds. And also, keep an eye out for Saba Capital Management. That's the list for now. Now, believe it or not, I do have some good news for my Ripple XRP fans out there. Another headline from the Daily Hodl: Ripple hiring for business development manager to drive firms' ETF and institutional DeFi initiatives. Someday, we may get an ETF of our own. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.